Hey y'all, editing Aimee here. So before we get into this video, I just want to make it clear. It was late at night when I filmed this video, so I wasn't very clear on the giveaway. So I just wanted to be more thorough here in the beginning before we get into the nitty-gritty. But yes, there will be a giveaway in this video like I did last year. I will be giving away the books, a select few of the books that I DNF'd this year, just as a thank you to all of you just for being here. So like I do say in the video, the rules are you have to be subscribed to my channel, you have to like my video, you have to comment down below what book you would like to receive from me, and then follow me on Instagram because that will be where I contact you. If you don't have an Instagram, let me know in the comments where you would prefer to converse back and forth privately. So anyway, yes, those are the rules. And I also wanted to mention, as much as I love all of y'all and I would love to give all of y'all a book or expand my horizons on where I send the book, I guess I should say, I do have to keep it in the US just for cost reasons, but it doesn't mean anything. I still love each and every one of you the same. Like I said, I wish I could send everyone in the world a book, but unfortunately it can get expensive. So the giveaway will only be for US only. But please know I love each and every one of y'all the same. And I thank each and every one of y'all for being here and watching my videos and talking with me over the comments. I've loved it so much over the years, and I can't wait to continue to get to know all of y'all, or maybe some new people out there, conversing in the comments down below. But thank y'all again. I know I say this probably many a times in the video as well. Thank y'all so much for watching. Enjoy the video. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Aimee here. A little bit of a different background, kind of on the other side of my library. I brought in all the lights because it is late at night right now. It's almost 9 o'clock. I decided to film this. It's kind of been a crazy week, getting back into like just normalcy, you know, after the holidays and after just being off of work and trying to get back into the groove of things. And it's just been a week. I haven't had time to film, so here we are at 9 o'clock at night. So I brought in some lights into the library. I feel like they're a little harsh, but we're just gonna roll with it. So yeah, I decided to get on like this side of the library. Usually this is on the right side of me. This is what you see when you walk into my library. So these are my bookshelves of books I have already read over the years. So anyway, so today starts, or today's video, or this video, it's too late at night to be doing this. This is gonna be the first video of my wrapping everything up for the year of 2022. So we're gonna start off with, of course, the worst of the worst, or really, well, I shouldn't say that. It's not the worst of the worst. It's just books that didn't hold my attention enough for me to keep reading them. So these are my books that I DNF'd throughout the year of 2022. I also included the one-star book that I had in 2022. So that's pretty good. I only had the one star, although this author I have and still have, or had and still have, high expectations. But anyway, moving on, let's get started. My first DNF of 2022, we're gonna start at the top. It Will Just Be Us by Joe Kaplan. I picked up this book out of a recommendation I saw on Twitter by Riley Sager. He raved about this book, so I was like, oh, if Riley Sager liked it, I've got to like it too, right? Not so much. So this sounded very promising. We have a haunted house, and we have two sisters that are, well, one sister that is moving into this house, and the other sister that is having problems with her husband. She's currently pregnant. She moves in with the other sister. This home is part of their family, and of course it's haunted. Things start to happen when the pregnant sister moves into the house. It's like the house shifts. I found it was hard to follow, and I just couldn't quite grasp the story. And then we get to some animal abuse. That's pretty much a hard DNF for me. If it's one thing to know that it happened in a book, it's another to read it being described in a book. I couldn't do it. Right after that, I put the book away, I put it down, and gave the book away because I didn't want it in my possession anymore. My second DNF of the year was actually a male-male romance. Like, what? This rarely ever happens for me. So this is Shiver by Ella Frank and Brooke Blaine. I think what happened with this book is the narration. The narration of this book was, it really did throw me off. So I would in the future like to give this book another try, because one, the cover is beautiful. Two, Ella Frank, Brooke Blaine, they usually do no wrong. It does say in the synopsis, it says, warning, this is not a love story, it's not a romance. This is an obsessive stalker lust story that contains darker themes that may serve as a trigger to some readers. So yeah, so we have a little bit of a darker male-male romance. We have a character who is very prominent. I think he calls himself Wolf or something like that. Kind of like a daddy figure, I want to say. And then we have a more innocent character. So our more prominent character becomes obsessed with this more innocent character and maybe stalks him. I really don't know. I didn't get very far, but it sounded really good and I really wanted to like it. So I would like to try this again in the future, just reading it with my eyeballs. I did not like the narration at all, and I think that's what kind of stumped the story for me. It was reading very cheesy, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I'm still gonna put this aside and possibly pick it up again, just reading it with my eyeballs. My third DNF of the year was Everything We Didn't Say by Nicole Bart. This is actually a Book of the Month pick. I actually don't remember anything about this book or why I DNF'd it, other than the fact that it was just possibly boring. But as I'm reading through the synopsis, sorry, I really do have an itch on the side of my nose. As I'm reading through the synopsis, I started thinking, this really doesn't sound like anything that I would have liked, but I guess I wanted to pick a Book of the Month instead of skipping, so I chose the thriller. But it does sound good in the beginning. It says Juniper Baker was 19 when her world was torn apart. As fireworks lit up the summer sky, her neighbors were brutally murdered right outside their barn, and to Juniper's horror, her younger brother became the prime suspect. In an instant, everything she loved fell away. She escaped, pledging never to return. So then of course she does return. So I think that's what really caught me when I chose to pick this book. Because as I read on through the rest of the synopsis, I was like, I don't know if that really sounds like something I would have really liked anyway. So she ends up going back. She ends up returning, let's just say that. But it goes into like a whole different thing where she it says Juniper is back in town to help a friend, but really she's here to repair her relationship with her teenage daughter. So yeah, I just remember just being like, wait, what? I thought this was about something else, like a murder that took place in the past, and maybe she's coming back and things are starting to return. I wasn't expecting what I got, I guess. So anyway, yes, I DNF'd this one, and I don't plan to pick it back up. So this is a beautiful Book of the Month copy. So as I did last year, I will be giving some of these books away. This will be one of them. If you would be interested in receiving this book from me, all you have to do is like my video, comment down below out of the books that I will be showing you that I will be giving away throughout the video. Comment which one you would like for yourself. And then also follow me on Instagram, because that's where I will converse with you. So yeah, so this will be part of the giveaway. So if this is a book that you would like to receive yourself from me, let me know in the comments. Oh, and of course you have to be subscribed to my channel. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, comment what book you want in the comment section, and follow me on Instagram. Easy enough, right? And as the same as last year, I will have Michael, my husband, choose the winner. That way I don't have a say in any of it. He can just choose someone and I will contact you. Next up we have, and this one really hurts, The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I never thought I would DNF a Grady Hendrix book, but I was really bored with this. I was listening to it on audio and I did not like the audio version. So, as I've said before, and I seem to be saying this a lot lately, I want to try this again because I really want to like it, because I love like final girl situations. I love like stab type movies and like scream type movies, and I want to read a book like that. And this was giving me all the vibes, but I'm wondering if it was the audio that was just kind of throwing me off. So anyway, of course, this is about final girls. It says, a fast-paced, thrilling horror novel that follows a group of heroines to die for. In horror movies, the final girl is the one who's left standing when the credits roll. The one who fought back, defeated the killer, and avenged her friends. The one who emerges bloodied and victorious. But after the sirens fade and the audience moves on, what happens to her? Like, it just pulls you in. Like, yes, what happens to this final girl? So we're following Lynette Tarkington, a real-life final girl who survived a massacre 22 years ago, and it has defined every day of her life since. And she's not alone. For more than a decade, she's been meeting with 5 other actual final girls and their therapists in a support group for those who survived the unthinkable, putting their lives back together piece by piece. That is until one of the women misses a meeting and Lynette's worst fears are realized. Yes, it sounds great. And as per Grady Hendrix, he's got some great, like, I don't know, it looks like screenplays or something in here. Like, he's got some articles. Like, it's just got some great things that I feel like I would really like if I actually physically read this book. So I'm gonna put it to the side and possibly maybe this year try it again, just reading it with my eyeballs. Next up we have the X Hex. This is by Erin Sterling, and I don't think I realized this, but now that I have realized this, I think Debbie has told me this, but I guess I just didn't comprehend it. I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying attention, I don't know. But this is Rachel Hawkins actually writing as Erin Sterling. So this is a rom-com-y type of love story, a witchcraft type of love story. I'm not usually into this type of read. I like my male-male romances, but I'm not usually into like the rom-com-y kind of male-female romances. I'll try them here and there, and sometimes I'm surprised. But yeah, with this one, once again, I started listening to it on audio, and I did not like the audio, and the audio wasn't bringing anything to me. I wasn't paying attention to it. I wasn't listening. It was almost like I really didn't want to read it. It was almost like my mind was set that I was not gonna like this book because it's not what I normally read, and I just don't think that's fair. So I'd like, once again, to try this one more time. And now that I realize this is being written by Rachel Hawkins, who I love her thrillers, I'd like to try it again. Yeah, and it's right here. It says, best-selling author Rachel Hawkins, writing as Erin Sterling, casts a spell with a spine-tingling romance full of wishes, witches, and hexes gone wrong. Never mix vodka and witchcraft. 9 years ago, Vivian Jones nursed her broken heart like any young witch would. Vodka, weepy music, bubble baths, and a curse on the horrible boyfriend. Sure, Vivi knows she shouldn't use her magic this way, but with only an Arcade hayride, scented candle on hand, she isn't worried it will cause him anything more than a bad hair day or two. It does sound really cutesy. I'm gonna try it one more time. One more time. We're gonna give it a go. No audio. Next we have The Lies I Tell. This is by Julie Clark. Once again, another beautiful book of the month copy. This was promising to me, but once again, I was sort of let down about halfway through the book. I just couldn't go anymore. Like it just wasn't giving me what I was hoping it would give me. So I was in hopes that this was going to be, honestly, I really don't know what I was hoping it would be, but I think I was hoping that we would get more from our con artist, that we would be following this character around and seeing how she cons people and how, you know, how she gets what she wants by conning people. But that's not what I got when I started reading this book. So the synopsis kind of swayed me the wrong way, I guess. It says, she's back. Meg Williams, Maggie Littleton, Melody Wild. Different names for the same person, depending on the town, depending on the job. She's a con artist who erases herself to become whoever you need her to be. A college student, a life coach, a real estate agent, but nothing about her is real. She slides alongside you and tells you exactly what you want to hear, and by the time she's done, you've likely lost everything. So that's what I thought the story was going to be, just like us following this woman around while she's, you know, getting what she wants while giving you what you think you want, kind of thing. But really what I got out of this was just basically her story of how she became the con artist that she is. But I didn't get very far. Like I said, I think I might have gotten halfway through. Once again, I was listening to it on audio and it just wasn't doing anything for me. And I don't think even reading it is going to change my mind. So yes, this will be another giveaway. So if this is a book that you would like to receive from me, let me know in the comments down below. This one also pains me because it's a beautiful book. Once again, another book of the month copy. This is Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. I really wanted to like this book. I really did. I have another one of her books, yes, Pretty Girls, which was okay. But this one was just, it was really boring. I was really expecting like this to be just, I don't know, gruesome and horrible and intimidating, and it was not. We just have a character who's basically trying to figure out who her mother was in the past. That's what I got from it. I didn't get very far. I did start listening to it on audio. Now the audio I did find was really good, but I just couldn't, like, I was getting bored with it. I was like, I remember just like kind of putting my pen down because I was working and listening to the book and just like, is this ever gonna go anywhere? That's just how I felt. I know a lot of you have loved this book and have also loved Pretty Girls, which I did read fully through, but it didn't really do anything for me as well. But I really thought this one was, because I've heard so many things about it. But now there was a part in the beginning that really did like pull me in, and I was like, oh yes, this is gonna be good. But that was it. That was like the only moment in the book that I had that exciting thought about. Everything else was like, just, we're following this woman around who's like basically chasing her mother's past is what I got out of it. Yes, so at the end of the synopsis, it says, to save her mother, Andrea embarks on a desperate journey following the breadcrumb trail of her mother's past. Andrea, or maybe it's Andrea, knows that if she can't uncover the secrets hidden there may be no future for her mother or her. I don't know. I like I said, I just got really bored with it. So if anyone out there would love this beautiful copy of Karen Slaughter's Pieces of Her, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe I'll like the Netflix movie. I might try that, because sometimes I do prefer the movie over the book. Speaking of, have y'all seen The Cabin at the End of the World is going to become a movie? Now, if you remember, if you've been watching my channel, you know that The Cabin at the End of the World is not one of my favorite books of all time. But I do think that has something to do with the audio. I just didn't feel like the audio fit with the story. And so that right there kind of threw me off a little bit. It was very gruesome, but part of me would like to try it again. Once I saw that the movie was coming out, of course it's called something else. I think it's called Knock at the Door or something like that. Rupert Grint is in it. I mean, come on, Ron Weasley. I haven't seen anything with him in it since Harry Potter, so that really excited me. So yeah, I kind of like to give that book another shot too. I think I did end up giving it like 3 stars because the story within itself wasn't bad. The ending kind of pissed me off. I do remember that. Sorry, I'm going off about a totally other book besides the books I'm talking about in this video, but it just kind of switched in my brain when I said Netflix movie. I mean, even though this isn't going to be a Netflix movie, I don't think. Anyway, but let's continue. If you want this book, let me know. And the last book I DNF'd in 2022, I just recently talked about this book. This is The Widowmaker. This is by Hannah Morrissey. I actually don't have the physical copy in hand. It was a book that was sort of had a little bit of a Christmas theme to it, a winter vibe, so I just wanted to give it a go around Christmas time. But once again, I couldn't get into it. I was listening to the audiobook. The audiobook actually wasn't bad from what I'm remembering, but I couldn't get into the story. Detective stories aren't my favorite. I do have some that I have read and that I have liked over the years, but this one was not one of them. And this also is the second book in a series, although you can read them as standalones. Yes, this is the second book in the Black Harbor series, and the first book was called Hello Transcriber. But once again, you can read them as, you know, 2 separate stories. A wealthy family shrouded in scandal, a detective tasked with solving an impossible cold case, and a woman with a dark past collide in Hannah Morrissey's stunning new Black Harbor mystery, The Widowmaker. Yeah, it seemed like it would be really good, and like I said, it took place around Christmas time, or I think it was Christmas themed, something, I don't know, and it was wintry. I thought I'd try it, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. So those are the books I DNF'd, and then I did give one book 1 star. This really hurts me because I love this author's writing, and I've really liked everything, if not loved, that I've read so far from this author, except for this book. It is Last Girl Ghosted by Lisa Unger. I wanted to love this so much, and I thought it would be like just a fun, someone getting ghosted over like a text message or something, but I don't think it had anything to do with being ghosted, honestly. It says an online dating match turns into a deadly cat and mouse game in this riveting, utterly original thriller. She met him through a dating app, an intriguing picture on a screen, a meeting at a downtown bar. What she thought might be just a quick hookup quickly became much more. She fell for him hard. But then, just as things were getting real, he stood her up. Then he disappeared. Profiles deleted, phone disconnected. She was ghosted. So yeah, now that I think about it, I do remember like one particular like ghosting part, but then after that, it like had nothing to do with that. Honestly, I'm remembering like bits and pieces of it, but oh, did I write a review on this? Oh wow, yeah. Okay, I do say, I'll start out saying something good about this book. The audio was great. That actually may not be about the book itself, but it's the only good thing I got out of it. So I write, Ren meets Adam through a dating app. They meet up, have a few dates. Things are good. He doesn't show up for one particular date. She's ghosted. or is she? He, like I put in here, he totally texts her and tells her he's sorry but can't make it. Okay, now I do remember that. So she wasn't technically ghosted. And then I go on to say, I don't really get the ghosted part, but whatever. This is where the story begins. I was invested. Things were getting interesting. At first, I was really into the second person point of view. Then it just got annoying. Other characters were thrown in here and there. We follow a private detective. I did like him, but after the few first chapters, I wasn't really paying much attention. I kept going mainly because I was curious as to what happened to Adam and what was his deal. Other than that, the majority of the book was about Ren's past, which was dark and messed up. There is also some unnecessary backstory relating to COVID. This could be a trigger to some people, and it had nothing to do with the story itself. I do remember that. It could have been left out. Once I lost interest in the story, everything got jumbled up and the ending was just weak. There we have it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and let this book go as well. So if you are interested in The Last Girl Ghosted by Lisa Unger, let me know in the comments down below. So that's gonna be 4 books I'll be giving away. So once again, the rules are to be subscribed to me, like this video, put a comment down below on which book you would be interested in, and follow me on the Instagram because that's where I will contact you. Or I will let you know in the comments that you won. You're gonna get your book pick of choice. But then we'll go over to, I'll ask you your handle and we'll go over to Instagram where we can discuss matters of getting your book to you privately. So yeah, this is just my way of saying thank you for just being here and watching my videos and talking to me over the comments. I love it. I love it all. I love y'all. So yeah, thank y'all so much as always for watching. I will be back very soon with another video. I think we'll be talking about my most disappointing reads of 2022 will be coming up next. So I will see y'all in that video. Bye y'all.